and then it just bust open.
You know the movie Men Who Stare at Goats? That's where they
Mm-hmm.
all learned it from. But it
Gotcha.
comes from an older teaching.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not just about cloud bursting, though. It's about being able to summon the cloud for rain as well.
That's deep right there.
Oh yeah, something in the cloud, right?
Oh.
What?
Men Who Stare at Goats. That's a funny movie, though. You should watch it if you haven't seen it.
The Men Who Stare at Goats. Dude staring at
I've been
the
watching
goat.
that for my gamers. For my gamers in here, I've been watching that Halo on Paramount Plus. Man,
Yeah,
they did a good job with it.
I
Yeah.
keep seeing that commercial and I keep going, I'm gonna go watch that, and then I always forget, and then I see the commercial when I'm watching something else.
Yeah,
It was
they
decent.
did a good job with it.
I'm gonna watch Avatar too.
Again,
Netflix is
Oh, yeah, I heard that one's up. I'm gonna watch that tonight when I get home.
what they got a
No,
TV show
Definitely
too?
gonna watch it.
Yeah, not the blue people, but
Netflix
little
push-
Asian
Yeah,
Anglo.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
remade into a like series.
Oh yeah.
Got the animals and stuff looking decent.
Oh okay.
They actually look like they decided to really do the fire bending and water bending stuff this time instead of just gotta have it in the background.
I said, X, you looking like an alien almost. The shadow over the thing. Your silhouette, I mean. Hey, that's
not
look. A lot of
from
the
the
times,
planet.
a lot of the times when I first go into my mushroom journey, I get almost like figures like that, like peeping around the corner, like beep, and it's like a silhouette like that.
Yeah. That's how you catch them in the shadows. It's like you the reflections, catch them in the mirror. Who's an alien right now? What? For real?
Right.
Ain't
So
nothing
you
wrong.
would damn near
Not
turn
from the
into a
planet.
silhouette.
Ain't nothing wrong with being an
You would
alien.
damn near look at yourself and see a silhouette. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that'd be a deep
I'm
journey
just
right
a
there.
blank
Nah,
silhouette.
People gonna look at that and say, "Look at all them chemtrails."
I was a galactic silhouette, Charles, at your house. When I was in the bathroom, I was looking in the mirror. I couldn't see myself, but I seen like cluster stars with just like a galactic silhouette. I was like, oh, I'm tripping. I'm definitely tripping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you look like
And that's when I walked out the room and I couldn't see.
I know what you mean.
For some reason, I turned fucking blind. And True was laughing like, bro, why you walking like that? I was like, bro, I cannot see shit right now.
Oh yeah. Them be
But
the,
your eyes aren't here right now. They're someplace else.
them be the best experiences though. You be
I don't know why you're
shook.
trying to move. All you're gonna do is fall over in somebody else's house because you don't know their house. Down the nesting system of somebody else's house.
It's gonna be
Like,
different
'cause,
things.
like you could
Yeah,
be in the
nah.
dark. You could be in the dark, but it looked like you were just in a white, empty room, though. Like a
Yeah.
lit up white, empty room. You're like, oh, hell no. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
see your body kind of moving through it, but everything else is like a white, blank room.
That's
and people
how.
got to talk for you to be like, oh, yeah, you're right there, you're right there.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
True
how it
had
was.
to say so.
That's how it was when we was at Joshua Tree, Master Creator. I stepped out the
I
tent,
know.
everything was white. I said, "Oh hell no!" I said, I had to pee hella bad, so like I was just listening to y'all voices, and I could tell which way to go just from y'all voices. I just went right and walked as far as I could. I said, I can't see nothing. I can't even see the sand, nothing, bro. It was just white. All I could see was my tent, and my tent was sitting on the white background.
Right, and all I could see was Charles' couch. I was like, that's my hole right there, that couch. I
Yeah,
gotta get
that's.
that couch.
That is
Have y'all
wild.
ever been in any other spaces but just the white space?
Yeah.
It's like the all colored of another
Yeah.
color or
Yeah.
platted out.
I've been in the color one. I've been in the black one. Man, I've been in so many of them. I think on it was
Black
on.
one, all black, bluish. The
You ever been
Shiva
in a
skin
place
color
that has
one.
it's like a color to what you're feeling, and that's all you can see, even though you're trying to move around?
Yeah,
I just wanna,
it was. You know what it reminded me of, UL? It reminded me of the screen that was on the Galaxy. Remember when the Galaxy had that color screen? It had the different colors, but like they weren't merging. They was merging into each other, but they wasn't mixing. They was still
yeah,
they same color and little dots and little spills, and it was like that. But
Mm.
every color was like a different like life or some shit. And like every time I flow into one, I be something else, or I flow into this one, I'll be something else. It was like not even something else. I think it was like my life. I was seeing like different parts of my life and that shit. That shit was weird.
Hey, Book, are we playing the game or is the game playing it?
Man, the game is playing itself. You feel me? When we be on
You
Call
ever
of
get
Duty,
that vision though?
what's one?
which one?
Like
Which one?
it's kind of
Just the
like
white
you
space?
still
Yeah,
see, you can still
I
see,
did him.
but
Yeah,
it's
white
like
space.
a rainbow tint around like what you
That's
already see, and then it's kind of zoomed in and a rainbow tint. So
that's
like you
God
kind of
mode.
see getting closer, like
Oh yeah,
magnified, but it's like a
like
rainbow
Halo.
tint
Yeah,
around everything.
that's
Yeah, in
God
that
mode.
thing too, like when you're zooming in and out of things. Like, have you ever like looked at a television and like you started like you're in that studio if they're like on the news, or and you start to do these zooming in and out of like the existences of things. Like
So deep,
also
deep travel.
that thing. You remember in Get Out where you go into the back of your head and you can kind of see your eyeballs first, and then you're like, it's like there's like a space inside your head that you can go into.
Mm.
Yeah, there's that thing that happens too when you're zooming in and out.
Yeah, that color thing though, where you get like that. It remind me of when you looking like at a fucking seashell or something, and it had
Yeah,
that luminescent rainbow colors on it. That's what
Bro.
it's like. I call that God mode because every time I see that, when I see that, bro, it's like I kind of start pairing with everything and becoming like one with everything. It's
yeah,
like, especially like when it start getting them green neon colors and shit, bro. That's fucking Anubis. You be on
yeah, and or
Anubis
everything
mode.
gets that like it's almost like a sound on it. Everything has like a crystally shimmery sound on it. You can kind of, when you're looking at it, you can hear it.
Yeah, yeah, that shit's trippy. I was doing it at Charles' house when I was talking that time and we was all paying attention to whoever it
Oh
was
yeah.
that was speaking through me.
The music
Yeah,
perfect too. It was like, man,
yeah.
it was like it
I
was
was looking
everybody
out
new
Master
too.
Creator.
I didn't
That's
even
when I
look at
had it.
Master Creator, and maybe I did, but it was the energy was like, man, that shit was magic.
Yeah, that's when I had it right there. That's when everything did that color thing, and it was like, oh shit, and you can see it. Like, that's the only way I can explain it. You can see it, and it's like fudge.
Yeah. I really wish. Well, shit. I mean, hey, damn. I really wish we would have recorded that speech, man, because that shit was, man,
Nah,
that shit was powerful.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
We.
me and Charles was looking at each other like, oh my God, we is listening to the God right now. Let him
Yeah,
speak.
that shit was powerful.
No,
Yeah, me
because
when I start saying the truth.
even when you hit that level, Charles, and you started talking about how three, like us three entities come together and what we can actually make happen, bro. That shit was fucking crazy. It was fascinating, but it was true, and it was like, what the fuck, man? It's like,
Yeah,
oh
because how
my
the source of
god.
your entanglement will just kind of connect to so many different things.
I'll never forget the star cluster thing Charles did. He pointed at the night sky.
Yeah, I was talking to Charles.
But you was in like some deep Moses talk.
Oh yeah. That's why I be loving them different states. them different states, and as you travel
they
through,
do not just kind of tune into it, but then to tune into somebody else who's tuning into it. Oh, he's touching it right now. For real.
Yeah, like for real. Like when they see Curry on court making all his shots, they like, oh shit, he on fire. Yeah. That's what that means. You catch that psychedelic fire.
Yeah,
man, that shit really be next level.
Next level, the psychedelic fire.
Mm-hmm. Cause it's like it's almost like, all right, boom, they tapped in with higher self. So it's like I'm bearing witness as a human, but I'm tapped in with higher self too. So it's like we on evil, but I'm able to take it in from a lower level too. That shit just be, man, it'd be hitting at all angles. All thrusters go.
Yeah.
Phasers on stun.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because it's like you tap in with that person. Like you tap in with that person, you can feel that shit, man. I said, man, them fucking religious books don't be lying.
No, they're just talking about something else that people don't want to experience for themselves. If they did, they'd be writing their own religious books.
Yeah, but what you mean? They is. Everybody is writing their own religious books.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, usually people who tap in, that's the first thing they do. I tell you, a lot of them express it in a story fashion. Movies and comic books. Even if it's just from the dream layers that they're tapping into it.
Yeah, like
start to express.
And they write that book, and that book be like, this, and that, and them over there too. Hey, I said, that's why I said, man, I still be feeling like we primitive, UL. Because back in the days, that's what they did. Remember, as soon as they got that higher calling or whatever it was they got, it's like, man, let's write the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, what was that shit you said last night, dog? I hope you remember. We gotta write that down.
Hey, that's just one of the ways that, the religions was born. Somebody said let's write. First they were speaking it because they wasn't writing, and then they started to write it down, or either speak it or write it down. And that's how
they express the story.
Look, that's how Muhammad was born.
It's like Mario.
No different.
We're tripping.
Nice. You ever go and you see how they take the descriptions of the angels in the Bible and they put them in AI and they make like an actual so-called like video of them?
Yeah,
and they all eyes and shit.
Yeah,
how we be and like, all right, somebody got that shit right.
Partially, that's man, Charles.
Yeah.
I said exactly. I said that's exactly what we be seeing.
Yup.
It's got to be all them eyes. My eyes be everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know what that shit mean. Eye of the beholder, eye of. I haven't seen the eyes in a long time, but I remember like when I did see the motherfucker, they was. And I was like, damn, like, all right, blinking and shit too.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers really looking at me. Like, hold up.
Testament was spoken for 1,000 years before. He said the Old Testament was spoken for 1,000 years before anybody wrote it down. Yeah, they spoke it and gave it to each other like that. That's how they spreaded it, like through words. And then the writing came in because everybody couldn't write. Shit, all the way up into the fucking.
Yeah, even when like certainly the high priest and then we write in certain ways. Yeah, the other people still ain't.
Hey, but don't that go? I mean, humans gonna be humans, so don't that go back to the old Can theory? It's like, all right, I tell Book one thing, he tell you well, he tell Kristen, she tell Master Creation, and then it's a little close to the story. But the shit is varied.
It gets telephone.
And that shit.
You know what's crazy about it though, right? Because when you
This
tell
culture
me,
makes it more their culture.
when you tell me, Charles, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna take it to UL. You know, I'm gonna put 2 more feet, add 2 more inches onto the story.
Yeah.
And UL gonna pass it to Master Creator. He gonna add 4 more inches onto the story.
Yeah, I see what True was doing there. Yeah, man. Let me tell the creator, man. Look, man. They were giants now, man. They were giants. They weren't just tall, they were giants.
Yeah.
Like
He said he got jumped by some 6'3" dudes. Nah, man, they had to be giants. Take that 6'3" part out. Put giants in there.
yeah.
He took all 7 of them down with one swing. I'm telling you, man. One swing.
It's gonna go to he swam. Look, when he fell out the boat, he swam so fast. It's gonna go to, man. He just walked on the water across to the sand.
And Bob fell in and he was drowning. He just walked right back in the water and grabbed
and pulled him out. I seen it. I was there.
Look, he told Bob to do this and do that, and Bob was walking out water too.
Oh man.
It'd be like, then we saw the sky is like, then we went and we ate some mushrooms and the sky opened up. Hey, well, take that mushroom part out there. We was walking, it was hot, we was depleted, and the sky opened up and the Lord talked to us.
hey, now look, yeah, and you know, cause what happened was we waited until early morning when it was low tide, and then we crossed. And then it got all the way to, you know, and then that's when he parted the sea. So everybody can get across. He parted it with,
right? You can't tell your mama you was doing drugs with your friends. That's like an ancient thing that you can't tell your mama. Like, mama, we was out eating some of those magic mushrooms. Like, what, you boy? You can't eat magic mushrooms out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not playing with that toy.
Take that part out.
Yeah, I can't.
We were drinking, Mom. And that's when we saw God. Like, oh yeah, don't tell her that part. Yeah, we saw God, Mom. That's why it took us so long to get home.
Man. Yeah, you only can see God these days. You only can see God in certain ways. Like, if you see it in these other ways, people is not gonna believe you. They're not gonna accept it. It's like, acceptable. Yeah.
But if it's acceptable if he gave you something that they could use, though. It's like, oh, a new science and a new machine, a new philosophy, a new this or that. Yeah, acceptable. Oh, we can't use it right now. Get out of here. You crazy. Get out of here.
Like I was.
Then 300-400 years later, they're like, oh, that guy wasn't that crazy after all. This whole electricity thing is working out.
You got the way you explain it to them. It's like, yeah, you know, I was up late. I was doing my studies. I was reading the Quran as usual. And then that night I had a dream, and that's when Allah came to me. I'm gonna explain it all to you, and you break it down. That's when you explain your mushroom experience. Right. But if you say I took mushrooms, when you throw that in there, it's like, yeah, ooh,
yeah. He was hallucinating.
Yeah, he was hallucinating because God don't like ugly at all.
Yeah.
But you know, that's how they did with a lot of these, this is the past modern day inventions. A lot of those guys just kind of cut out. It's not till later when now we'll look into it, that a lot of them were on LSD, drinking absinthe, smoking all types of substances.
Yeah.
Damn, but shit, that's my time, fam. I gotta get back in here. Always a pleasure. Yeah.
Glad you're having good experiences.
All right, Josh.
Yeah. If I get a break, I might have to go back in on Dimitri today.
Oh,
not too long of a break. Yeah. Dimitri allows for that experience to come.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, all it takes is, having not even 30 minutes of time to
Oh yeah. And I had that yesterday. It was but it was crazy though. You talk about like self-imprinting images and stuff. I was going through my YouTube feed and I had already knew earlier, like I think I'm gonna go in yesterday. I was like, I think I'm gonna go in on the DMT today because my girl and Junior was heading out and stuff. So I was flipping through my YouTube feed and the first video that popped up, I saw the scariest demon on DMT. I was like, I probably don't want that. Then I'm thinking like, man, you know what? Like the dude, like you of all motherfuckers, you was cut for this. You can't let some rookie tell you how some shit going. I was like, man, I get that shit out my head. I went and it was I think you missed it earlier, book, but it was a smooth ass journey, man. Just more of a body high. Yeah, it's just more body high. But light
you didn't
visual.
figure out why you thought it was scary though. That's all you got to do.
I didn't watch the video.
But yeah, mine kind of processed. Oh, it wasn't your video?
Nah, you can't.
Somebody else's video.
Yeah, it was somebody else's video on YouTube.
Gotta, man, we Charles, man, come on now. We
we
pros at this. You gotta watch that video.
You may have met that same thing. It was like, man, you is tripping.
Yeah, I gotta. Right. If I would have seen it, I was like, I gotta watch this. Then I'm gonna smoke some DMT and see if I can visit that place where he visited. Just see, sometimes you gotta get scared and make yourself scared.
Sometimes you gotta, yeah, it was still there a little like light, and I'm like, okay. I said, let me do the setting right. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got everything comfortable, had my little candle going. I sat, had my tunes in, meditated for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Boom. Let's do the dang thing.
Even things that you would think would be scary in like one mindset aren't actually really scary in another mindset. So like the same thing, like you getting like shot through a cannon into another universe. In this mindset, you'd be like, oh crap, flipped out. But in that mindset, when it kind of happening to you, it's like, oh, I know this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do the thing.
Do the thing. Right. Do the thing. Yeah. Do the thing. All right, fam. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Yeah. Enjoy.
For sure, y'all. Peace.
I think, respectfully, I always feel like, sometimes I be wanting to have scary trips. Because it kind of...
For me, it's not. They don't never really liked it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why sometimes I be wanting to have scary trips, because even when it do be scary, it's like, it's not scary to me.
Yeah. It's like even like that, like the things that look like giant worms or whatever, like at the time, it's more like, what is that thing? Hold on. That's no, hell no.
What's up, BT? It's like you start to get over the fear of creating fear.
Yeah. It's more of an intrigue. There's still the physical, like acceleration type feelings, stuff like that. But even those types of things you kind of get used to. Even like I was saying, VR is also good for doing it too. But doing something where you learn to fly, because learning to fly helps you control that. You know how you feel like you're bobbling upside down, left and right, and just flipping around sometimes?
Yeah.
After my mind learned to kind of do the flying thing, it's like now when that's happening, my mind just is like whoop, 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 and I know how to control which like perceivable direction, especially when it's not the 360 perception.
Oh, that's crazy. Because I was in my mind, I'm thinking, dang, because I'll be splitting myself into that 3, right? What's up? I can build it. What's up with mine? I split myself into that 3 to where I can see it from each angle. So like when I do that, now I can see myself being scared, and I can see myself not being scared. I can see it from all 3 different parts. So it's like I see kind of, I'm creating that fear. But that fear is a fun game to play with at times.
Yeah. Well, that's why people watch horror things.
Yeah. So it's like, that's why we tap into it. We play that role of that person in fear, and see just me seeing where it's going, where it's actually going to go, or what's going to happen. Like, how far is my mind going to take it? What is my mind going to create next to make the fear
what can tune into?
Yeah. And it's crazy, because that's what I did on that one experience. Like,
And out here, we would perceive death is the thing, but in there, it can come up with all types of craziness that's like way beyond what you would even think death is.
Yeah, way beyond. Way beyond. Like now, I just see death as freedom.
You don't do the body thing that much.
Yeah, it's freedom. Because you let go of all this shit you holding on into this damn computer you walking around generating. Like you ain't gotta pay no bills no more. You ain't gotta.
All the other.
You ain't gotta
the
worry
Matrix is on top of the Matrix.
Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about feelings. All the feelings is dead. The good ones and the bad ones. What's up, Pay? Peel them, however you say your name. But that's the way I look at death now. I can't even see it as the same.
Yeah. Tapping the whole layer is where whatever that feeling is anything anyway.
Yes, you know what's another thing that fascinates me with psychedelics is, you begin to put the stories together. You know how when you go and you see the near-death experiences and then you see these people that say, oh, I went in, and they took me into this big building where it had all these different files and stuff, and then all these different drawers with files in them, and the files were like different aspects, different things that happened in my life, like library. My whole life. Yeah, my life library, the Akashic records.
Yeah, the library. Yeah, I've seen multiple names put on it.
Yeah, multiple names, and it's like that's what we see, and we see it, but it's like weird because you see it in so many different ways.
Yeah, because that's just a translation.
That's what I was about to say. It's a mythical space where the subconscious uses objects to tell you about magical things. It's kind of translating something that doesn't really work on that level. Like, there's no reason why the information of your life has to be in a book other than to make it something understandable by you. It's like the higher knowledge of the overmind.
In the age of
is
books,
sort of distilling it down for you.
In the age of tablets, they would express it as tablets. In the age now, we'll express it as files because we're in that environment, or screens, and we express it in the things that we use in the time because it gives us the terminology and a way to perceive it.
Yep, just like how the ants would say aphids, because that's where they get their food.
They use aphids for a bunch of. Some ants have a whole aphid workforce.
Yeah, that's that'd be wild. that kills me because we be doing the same thing the ants and shit be doing.
But the funny thing is, at the same time, they'll work for the tree. The tree will have those whole ants all working for the tree.
Yeah, the acacia tree at that.
Yeah.
The acacia tree got the ants protecting it. Elephants, giraffes, can't nothing eat this because all the fucking ants will attack it. And the tree just provide them with food.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca.
The tree knows what it's doing.
The tree giving them ayahuasca.
That's what the tree's doing. It's got a bunch of ritualistic ants.
Man. I was watching that new Real Bugs Life. They made it after real insects and stuff, and that's what they were showing the ants, and they were showing how the ants was building their little nest in the acacia tree, and then one of them fell, so they had to take all their little babies and stuff all the way to the next tree, but then an elephant came and tried to start eating that tree and all, and the ants start shooting off their little stuff to let everybody know to attack the elephant.
Yeah, pheromones.
Yeah, and it's the whole time it's exactly what you said. The ants think they in control, but they ain't. The tree is in control, and I'm going, who the fuck is controlling the tree though?
Oh man, that's what they used to call a Gaia. Gaia's the Mother Earth got to be in charge of all these things.
Yeah, Gaia.
Now they call it underneath the tree is the mycelium running its own programs on there. They think the mycelium came from space, where they kind of But who knows, where did it start? Even if it does come from space, which planet did it start on?
Yeah,
That means even the atoms are kind of running their own game underneath that. And then who's running the atoms game?
yeah,
Underneath that.
underneath that, it just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, though, just think how many billions of years that the mycelium had to be doing shit.
Yeah, to us, we perceive it in billions of years because we have a time span of a certain perception. But to
You
them,
know what I
that's
bet?
actually like a day.
Yeah.
To their
I
perception.
bet the way that mycelium be reproducing and remushrooming and stuff, it's not the same type of reproduction that we have. It works different.
Yeah, it works different.
So it's like you could say that their kids are still the parents, even though when it's humans, kids aren't their parents. You know, that's why they're their kids.
Yeah, but you are your parents.
Nope, you're transcending them. That's why I'm a different person.
No, you're a different person, but the same. Just like the mycelium are different myceliums, but the same.
But the same.
That's why they can usually connect back to each other.
That's what I was saying. That's why it stays as the same mycelium.
Yeah. But that's what you do with your parents. That's why certain people seem to tap into that same thing where they're like, "Oh, you got a talent for that, Johnny."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you start to see it like once you start paying attention to like your parents and your grandparents. Like you'll start seeing, like I start seeing like my hand movements, the way I move my hands, like my dad. The way I stand like my mom, the way my feet look like my mom's feet, then you see it.
Yeah. It's just for you to be aware of it.
Yeah. As much as you don't want to be like them, you are them. Everything is different but the same.
Just like those experiences that like when these like Charles was talking about, if you get a bunch of people together to talk, after a while people just have started to realize, because they're now able to talk about these experiences in comfortability, that they are very similar. They're starting to, oh yeah, I had that kind of room too. Saw that kind of entity as well. I was that being there too.
Yeah. Careful. Oh yeah, man. Wait, let me post the Discord right now. It's always open for anybody to come in, especially if you're sharing an experience or something like that. But it's always
Yeah, how you think the hell I got in here?
To that. Yeah, it's always open to especially, dang, if you coming in sharing the experience at that, oh yeah, we ready to listen and tap in. You don't even have to ask.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's up,
man?
How you doing?
Does your name mean foot?
Oh, can you hear us?
Yeah, you said something and then we heard you, but you may have cut out.
Dang, probably got to go out and come back in. Messed up.
Sorry, I guess because I'm watching it too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to cut your YouTube. You're gonna have to listen through the feed. Or it'll echo you.
I don't think I can hear you guys from the thing though. I think I might have muted something.
If you're on one device, sometimes it'll block out the other. So you can hear one. You might have to turn that app off. YouTube is like that. Discord or YouTube takes over your speaker.
Yeah, so
it won't be both at the same time.
Damn, folks, have you guys seen what? Seen what? UAPs or UFOs? Oh, UFOs. I've seen there in 2023. Can hear in the Discord. Can't hear in the Discord. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to go. Okay, you're gonna have to close everything out, and then like close it out like all the way, and then come and then pop back into the Discord.
Only in Discord.
Only
Yeah.
in Discord. Don't open YouTube back up. Close the YouTube all the way out.
Yeah.
What's up? What? You hate Rob? XO. Damn. What Rob?
Yeah, you will see what people call UFOs. We call them many things, but yeah, flying objects.
Why every time you see a UFO on mushrooms though, I try to act like it didn't happen.
That's why you don't hear so much of it.
Yeah, it'd be like, you believe in UFOs? No, I ain't. Yeah, I don't believe. Why would I believe in UFOs? I said, I seen that mothership. It covered the whole sky as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, I like.
You know what I said? I said, I'm going in the house.
Yeah,
I looked
on certain layers. Yeah, I swear, on certain layers, they petri dish this whole existence.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's why I just went in the house, and I think I looked back outside. It was still there though, but I was like, I'm cool.
Yeah,
Like, I'm cool. I don't even want to deal with the Martians.
look, I saw this thing. I told you it was higher than the clouds in the sky, because they had like clouds like around its like under its chest region.
Yeah.
And it was just like this huge, what you would think like a mech, but it didn't look like a mech. It looked like it was alive, but it was wearing an armor. It was just kind of, and then it had this thing in its hand, and when it opened up its hand, it was a lion that was covered in like rainbow fire.
Dang.
Running in this arc to this chariot that was like running on the that light when you see in like cartoons and stuff where every time it touches the ground it makes that light.
Yeah.
Well, it touches the sky. Yeah.
Man. It's amazing what you see in the sky, like when you tripping. Like that shit is amazing, bro. It's
sky. That's why I like to be outside, and sometimes the daytime just good. Like the silent darkness isn't. I don't say that's like the only way to trip.
Nah, it's
There's
not.
so many different ways. So many different ways. But every way is experience.
Yeah, it's experience, and it's like you learning something from it. Like it's crazy because you start seeing the stop signs that you put in your way. You feel me? Yeah. Along the way, as you going, you begin to see the stop signs that made you say, I don't want to trip outside because of this, and this. And then as soon as you step outside.
In your normal day. Yeah. Why you won't do certain things in your normal day. Like, I don't go down that way because I believe this, and that.
Yeah, then you do go, and it don't even be that. It be something totally different.
That's a dream you made.
Yeah, because I like just going through. I listen to music when I trip. I ain't listening to nothing. I'm gonna just be quiet, and then I would just want quietness, and then going back and forth, toggling the switch between the things. What's up?
Yeah, I've even decided to take this drum that we have here.
Chill. And
just make my own drum sound.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. Oh, let's see. It seems like free will. He said it seems like free will is an illusion. The more you try to exert your control on this dream we call life, the more you lose control. Nah, I think it's the way that we putting it out. Because you got so many different ideas and different pathways going on all the time. Like you always deciding what you gonna say, how you gonna say it, where you gonna look, how you gonna look at it. You making all these decisions like in an instance, all day, every day. So even when you think of trying to do like make the right decision or like make the right thoughts go on, you also creating the other ones, and then all of them
compare them against. to do the comparing again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And some of them just gonna stand out more than others because of the way you design your mind to go and the way your mind thinks. Like you
Yeah.
designed it.
Yeah, your angle of perspective, like when you shine that light on those, you start to cast those shadows immediately.
Immediately.
And then as soon as your perspective goes, oh crap, that shadow over there, I'm scared. Oh, that one. Oh, that one. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Or I'll move towards this one because this one's a little bit smaller and I think I can take it.
Yeah. And then you be like, dang, that shadow look like that shadow, and that shadow might be totally different, but you would, get away from it just because of that. It's like that's that creating those stop signs, those the unseen ones.
Yeah.
The unseen ones that you create. And then you just, I don't know, bro. You start, like, once you start, and I can't even say that because I always just feel like it's designed to go any which way. So your way gonna be right to you, like my way is gonna be right to me. So it's like, really, it's not no right and wrong. It just is. It just is and will always be. Sometimes it just is.
Well, we agree and we disagree with what is.
I know. Because your is different than my is, but it still just is.
Even it is not, it's just it is in a different way.
You feel me? Almost like an extended life sentence. Do you guys believe do you guys believe trees are trapped souls? Damn. I think part of it.
What perspective? Or what perspective are we taking though? Like,
what if that tree's absorbing more energy than we are, and it's enjoying more life than we live, even though it's living slower?
Yeah, from a certain perspective, you could say that the tree's living in like a peaceful existence. It doesn't have to do all this stuff. It's just going to be basically on vacation its entire existence.
But what's living in that tree?
Yeah, all a tree does is grow and eat,
What's living in that tree? Some kind of spirit, because that tree said, I'm going to grow some fruit for them to eat. Oh, yeah, it did that so it can.
But does it do it on purpose? It does it because it can.
No,
but
even that part too.
But you even seen spirits in the trees, you will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all those things that kind of get, just like when we breathe in and out, the tree's taking all that in and out.
Yeah.
All parts of ourselves it's taking in nations, on cultures, on layers. That's why even like in certain places they go, oh, this tree has all the knowledge of this, our ancestors. Because it's breathed all their breath.
Yeah.
Had the water that is their water go through it.
Yeah,
these connections weirdly angled.
Yeah, I just seen the old ass 1,000-year-old tree in Coronado when I went yesterday. I meant to get a video of it.
Yeah. And yeah, just like when we see and hear, oh, that tree's really old, and you can kind of feel it anyway. You're like, oh dang, it's an old tree. This thing has history.
Yeah.
This rock here has history. Why does this rock here? Have you ever noticed, like how they say people start to look like dogs, and dogs start to look like the people that are around them?
Yeah.
Nature does that too, and it's not just trees start to look like people shaped like whatever, but just huge rocks will start to just fall off in natural ways that they look just like a man's face, and usually similar to the people who live in that area. So all these things are weirdly connected like that. Like, where do people get their soil from to become people in the first place? But the dirt that's, the ground underneath it. And that's where they go back to, from dirt and ash, back to dirt and ash.
Hey, that's what's crazy, because that's something that I'll be seeing is how whatever this is, it just constantly continues to shape itself and take all these different forms. But it's not, it's like one thing that's doing it. That is like the energy behind all the forms.
And people is just a form that is like using at this point for us in this period, right, in this space. But who knows what the next forms will be?
Hey, I think I'm ready.
Oh,
all right.
Glad you got in, yeah. Discord can be a little weird to learn at first.
For some reason, though, I have to hear it through my TV. It won't go through my headset.
Oh yeah, Bluetooth has always had issues, especially for any type of tripper. You start to screw up that type of thing.
Dude, one time I had psychosis and my Bluetooth headphones started messing up like crazy because of the psychosis.
You get on that 2.4 gigahertz Bluetooth interference.
Okay, so I had this trip like I think it was like 2 years ago, and it was my first time ever taking mushrooms. And it was like at the time I was just watching kind of like certain YouTubers. Like I used to mess with Enoch the Freestyle Prince and stuff like that. I like this channel, so I'd always look up like trip reports and stuff like that. And I kind of wanted to try and do it myself. So when my buddy finally gave me some mushrooms, I was just chilling at my apartment, and I don't remember how many I took. It was just like a little baggie full, and I think I only took half of it because I was just hella scared. I didn't know what was gonna happen. But I was just chilling in my apartment, and I was just listening to music, and I ate them, and he told me to drink it with like orange juice or whatever, and so I decided to try that, and I was just chilling for a little bit, and then I started getting kind of like feeling a little bit high or like drunk a tiny bit. And I'm just listening to this music, like really getting into it, and kind of all around me, I start getting that like that kaleidoscope type thing, that little kid. I can't remember what it's called. And so I just
lights and you said it right, kaleidoscope.
Yeah. So I start feeling real tired, and I go to the bathroom, and I just start looking at myself in the mirror, and I couldn't like stop. I just kept staring at myself. And then eventually, like, it felt like I started turning into a woman or something like that. It was pretty weird. Like, my face started getting hella feminine and stuff. And I don't know, it was just pretty creepy, I guess.
Whoa.
But I started feeling real tired, and so I wanted to just lay down on my bed or whatever. And as soon as I get under the covers, I just start feeling cold. And just like, everything is all chirping and stuff like that. And it's like, it's just kind of freaking me out a little bit, but I'm just laying in the bed, relaxing or whatever, and I just kind of close my eyes, and it's like I start seeing this like light come down onto this like platform, and then I see a bunch of them, and I'm just kind of thinking to myself like, oh, is that like showing how we kind of have like a higher self, and it's connecting to the little avatar or whatever that we got down here? And since it's getting a little bit more interesting, I want to like actually get up and pay attention. So I get into kind of like a meditation type pose, and I'm just laying on my bed relaxing. And then that's when like everything starts going way extra, because I'm like, as I'm concentrating and just looking in my head, I'm seeing just all these like gears and stuff like that. And it's just moving and breathing.
Yeah.
And the more I just concentrate, the more it gets way more visual. And it's like I can hear these people talking kind of. And they're like, why ain't you saying nothing? And it was like, man, I'm scared. I don't know who the hell y'all are. Like, I don't want to, get in trouble or something like that or whatever. And it's like the only thing I really kind of have to go off of is just kind of like, the Bible and stuff like that. So I think that's why this trip kind of went the way it did. But it's like after a while, this female or this masculine or feminine person, she basically like took me up and like started to pull me out of this whole kind of like matrix. And it was like, bro, all the freaking noise my neighbors was making, all the noise, I could hear it in the pipes. I'm just hearing all these voices outside and stuff like that from, it seems like people like miles away, just talking and talking, and it just starts pulling me out and kind of showing me it's like it's me like making all that shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so I start I'm like, holy shit. And she's talking me through this, and she's like, you don't think that I love you? Because I was I was just like, going through some stuff a little bit, and she just tapped me on the forehead one time, and bro, I just felt like instant love, and it was like she put like a crown on my head. He tapped me again and gave me like a sword, some other stuff, tapped me again, and it's like I was in like a mansion, like it was insane. And as she kept pulling me, all I could start seeing now was just this like yellow, gold, red, like light, this aura, and that's all that was surrounding me. Like everything that, like, that I thought that I was or whatever just started turning into nothing but these colors. And as I started getting pulled a little bit more, I saw this like being that was like yellow or yellow goldish, had a very feminine face and like curly hair, and she had like the right peck of a man and like the left peck of a dude. And I was like, damn, I'm beautiful. That was the first thing that came out of my mouth, and I was like, oh shit, that's me. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's freaking wild. And as I'm just like listening to her, and there's like a truck that's outside, and it's like, and as this is going on, it's like that freaking Jim Carrey movie where he finds out that he's on like a TV show or some shit like that, and everybody is like, oh, woke up. It was like that, man. The cars and all that shit was just talking. It was just insane. It just felt like I was, connected to everything. And I saw how I was like driving that truck and doing stuff like in that astral plane or whatever. And so it was like as that truck's like trying to pick up stuff and I'm pressing on the acceleration, dude, I was just seeing all these, I don't know, just like, I guess, secret society type people or something like that, and how they were just funneling all this money that I was putting in the truck so I could give to, or so it could be given to like all the people that make it out of this. Cause it's like, well, all that shit's going on. Then there's this rapper dude who I don't know why he like decided to pop up, but he was on this supercomputer and he was talking to me too, and he was just making me laugh because the way he was like talking was like this shit was like a video game, and he's just working on the updates and blah blah blah, and he was like, oh man, I'm gonna have y'all looking clean and y'all gonna be doing this, that, and the third, and it was insane.
A DJ.
And like after I saw myself as that yellow being, I don't know why I like entered the body of this other being that had like blue grayish skin. Like my fingernails was like connected to my skin too. And bro, I had like a pentagram in my forehead. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I had black hair and I had some horns. But the thing was, I had like the breast of a chick, but I also had my Johnson. I was just butt naked. It was wild. But I was just sitting on this throne, right? And I had these 12 stars on top of me. And it's like my left side couldn't stop crying, but my right side was just like, I don't like laughing at everything that was going on. Cause like everything got, and everything got split like a mug. So it was like a quilted blanket or something like that. For some reason, it was like on my left side. I swear I could see Moses walking just in the middle of a desert or some weird shit like that, right? And then it's like in the middle was like a platform that had the earth on it. And as this is going on too, there's this like winged, one-eyed triangle thing, and he's just wiping away my tears. And it's like I could also see how my tears was going into the water for what I could describe as like the Garden of Eden or something like that, all the way on the left side too. Yeah. And so it was like in the middle was the world and everything going on with it, and it was just nothing but destruction and shit. And UFOs coming, people jumping off of them with like superpowers and shit, just destroying everything. And it was like anywhere they would walk, they would just turn it into fire. And then it's like on my right side, right, in the middle right was like just this valley, and it had all these people in just white robes and shit like that. And it was also like I could see in a circle. It felt like I was just watching like how we as a group, I guess, would like die and come back and die and come back like over and over. It really felt like some shit off the Bible, and it was like I was watching Israel, like how they had gotten killed and had to come back to God or whatever, like over and over and over again until eventually like they got everything right and everything was like perfect. And then it was like I didn't need this world anymore or whatever. And so in like the middle right, everybody was in this valley, and some people would get picked up to go back into the middle and just start destroying shit again. And then at the top right, I was seeing people given crowns and stuff like that. And one of them I saw was that dude Enoch the Freestyle Prince, and he had me cracking up because he was like, "I told y'all, I said who I was. I told y'all," and I was like, "That's what's up." And then it's like, but on the bottom right, man, was literally like this furnace, and I was seeing people getting thrown in that mug, and I didn't know why. And when I started to like kind of understand, it felt like if you were like a lower vibrational person or something like that, or like a parasite, and you couldn't let people, I guess, go to the next level, then it's like you had to be taken out in a sense.
Dang.
And it also kind of reminded me of how, like in the Bible, all the people that like Israel or whatever goes against or fights, they all have like ites or whatever in their name. And it reminded me because it said they're like parasites. And I was like, oh shit, that kind of makes sense a little bit. And then they talk about like, you know, wormwood and how it'll mess with the waters. And then I found out that wormwood was like a herb you could use for parasites too. So I was like, oh shit, is this all happening like in my body? And like, you know what I'm saying? I'm fighting parasites and shit like that I got to get out of me, and they won't let me, like, I don't know, like just meditate and do this shit on my own or something. It was insane. But in the middle, after everything had been destroyed, was like this giant golden tower. And it was just like everybody was just chilling in their tower.
Through certain states like that because it has I think a terpene in it. It's what becomes absinthe.
And I'm fighting Paris.
If you distill it. Sorry.
No, but that was it. That was pretty much it. I was like, geez, that shit is insane.
Yeah. You can go through like multiple layers. And then you have realized that parts of them are entangled inside of you and beyond what you consider your body.
Yeah, that part where you was saying you was creating everything. What was that like?
It just, I don't know. It kind of made me like sad and happy at the same time because it made me feel like hella lonely, I guess.
Yeah. Like you was the only one?
Yeah, like you were the only one. I was like, shit, man.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been in that place. But that dang, okay. When you said you seen the that one thing on your head, right? The fucking the pentagram.
Like stars?
Yeah, the pentagram.
Oh yeah.
And you was the one entity. Man, was that the Baphomet or something?
I don't know, because I've been trying to look that stuff up, because it's like I don't really, you know, I never mess with that stuff because I kind of grew up like in the church and all that stuff. So it was like, why the hell I look like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was like I felt like I was like light and dark, like I was just perfect, like a perfect combination of both of them. I don't know.
There's depictions of Shiva that are like that. That blue skin thing usually goes. The ones that hold on to that depiction is usually the Indians, the Hindu people. Yeah, Shiva will have those horns. Usually one horn, because the other side is usually the feminine side, and it's usually not horned.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, breasted on one side, not breasted on the other.
Because I was when I was like golden, but when I was that blue-gray thing, I just had the full two boobs. I don't know why, and I was just butt naked.
Yeah,
And I was
that's
just
why
laughing
I
at all
think
that
you
shit.
have to Baphomet, because Baphomet sometimes is like that too, breasted but still has male genitalia and female genitalia.
But I
Yes.
could also like feel that there was like a masculine energy like outside of all this stuff that I was watching it, and I was just being guided by like a feminine entity, like a
Yeah,
mom or something.
yeah, like the mother. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how it always. That's how I always explain it. The one that comes and grabs you out of your body. That's kind of how I
yeah.
always comes and pops you out, and then she's like explaining stuff to you. Yeah, like yeah, this is how it all works. Yeah, you know this. Come on. And she's showing you.
I think
But
it's
yeah, and then you go through the multiple layers. Like you give
that's,
good recall.
I think it's dope too that you was able to remember it, but even more so over is that you wasn't scared.
Yeah.
I was a little bit, because at first, like when I first really started and she was talking to me, bro, it was like motherfuckers was trying to break into my apartment and shit. But then like, oh, because that was another thing.
Did the
There
wall
are these
actually break down?
people in spaceships and stuff that could go through any time, and literally
Yeah.
everything was going according to plan. And it was like they put this thing over my house that made it to where when they literally like broke into my door, because everybody was going crazy. It was like everybody was possessed and shit. That's why there was so much fighting and stuff like that going on, I guess. But it's like they broke into my crib, but I guess they put like some illusion stuff over it so they couldn't see me, so I could keep talking.
What?
The way that happened for me is the whole wall actually broke open. The whole wall breaks open, and these beings come in, and they're extremely wild. You know, kind of like how you would see like circus clowns come in and they start harassing the crowd, and they're just all over the place, like wild. And when she comes through, they just kind of part, like a no crap, she's here. Yeah, we can't do this anymore. And they kind of calm down and part off to the sides, and she comes through the middle, puts her hands on my shoulders, and pops me out of my body like poop.
Yeah, because I could see that. She would like anytime somebody would get too close to the window or something, she'd just step on them with some heels.
Yeah, like yeah,
Swallow.
the way that she came through is like dominance over all of them, and they just kind of like, oh, she's powerful. Yeah, back away.
Dang.
And
What made you think that the guy that you seen was like Moses or somebody?
Because it just felt like that. He was just traveling in the middle of the desert, like some empty place, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "God told me to do it." It was weird.
yeah,
God told me to do it, so I'm just doing it. I don't know what he got planned. I'm just going.
Because it felt like I could see all those. It felt like the Bible was just the script, and it's like I was seeing all those things go on like at one time until it met the very end where like all this shit was over. Like Israel gets redeemed or whatever, and it's like, and then everything gets destroyed. I guess I don't know. But it was seemingly all about like vibration, I guess. Like if you just got a good vibration about you and you ain't trying to keep people, because I was seeing churches and stuff like that getting destroyed. So it was just like if you don't try and keep people at a certain mindset or whatever, or a certain vibration.
Yeah, and it's interesting how Israel, if you break it down, like the etymology is like Isis or the feminine. Ra is like in the sun god Ra, or like the masculine, and then El would be that source, creation force.
Yeah.
Could you feel like you were in any parts of yourself while you were going through these different layers of?
Yeah, just
Like
at
how
the
you
very
think
end of it, when I was
type?
seeing like that tower, and I could see like lava or whatever at the very bottom of it, and there was like some type of snake or something, or like a leviathan. I'm not sure, but I was seeing how it was on this like just mountain, And then on that mountain was just this giant golden mansion that it felt like everybody could fit in. And it had like a little fish bowl around it. And when I got to that part, I started feeling my stomach rumbling. And I was like, oh shit, that's inside my stomach.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. A lot of these places, or many times, that's how they're like attuned to a part of inside of you. At least that's how I've always felt it. Kind of like how you were saying, like, are these parasites that I'm dealing with? And I need to, you know, 'cause it's like a part of you is entangled into a part of a story that has been happening forever, and stuff that's going on now, and parts of the universe.
Yeah, because it seemed like a culmination of a lot of stuff that I was kind of looking at the time. I still don't know why I was seeing that rapper dude on the computer though. I was pretty interested, but I see him every time I take a trip.
Yeah.
Every time.
Dang.
The DJ.
Nah, his name's Ruben Slick.
Yeah, but he's always like disc jockeying reality.
Yeah, he's like on the computer, like just fucking with shit and just
Yeah.
explaining stuff too.
Yeah.
Like explaining reality.
Yeah, and he always comes up in a spaceship and he's just flexing and shit. He's like, look at all these belts I can create and just throw and blah blah blah. I don't know. It's like he knows how to work this shit, and it's like, why the fuck can't you teach me that? Like,
But you might get to a way where you perceive that, yeah, that's a part of you that already knows it and uses that as its character.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We can do these things.
Yeah.
Just-
Because when you think about it, like, I feel like it's all going on within you. So every character or everything that you've seen was like you. It was a certain aspect of you.
Because it's like, when I think of Israel, like, it felt like so when I saw that gold being the very first time with the male masculine and the female peck and the male peck, that felt like everybody, but like combined in a sense, like the
Yeah.
perfected version of everybody combined. So it's like when I saw Israel, they're all just individual pieces, I guess, of that one being.
Yeah, of that one entity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminded me of my experience when I seen the city on the side of the 3 female entities, and like they moved, and the whole part of the city right there kind of went up, but then it just fell back in place. But that city was those 3 entities. It wasn't, it wasn't even what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean by, like, on a perceptual layer, it's something completely else, something different. Like, and it can be entangled into so many different things, like
Yeah.
all the water in that area, all the things that are gold, yeah.
Yeah, because like even us, like when you think about, all the parts of the body that makes the body, but none of these parts, they just doing what they do. They don't know the outer us that is going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just being blood vessels and veins and shit.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
But that was most of that was your first experience.
Yeah, that was my first experience. I tried to finish the
Golly.
mushrooms the next day, and nothing happened.
Yeah, they probably didn't have enough mushrooms.
They was like, we already gave it all to you.
And even the dude who gave me the trips, it felt like for a second he was like God, like he went into his body for a little bit so he could specifically give me this stuff and bounce.
Oh yeah, because then you're gonna find mushrooms again.
Yeah, it's
I haven't in a minute, man. My last trip was, I think I told True about the last trip with the clown and circus stuff, and I took a break.
oh yeah, you can tell us again.
You got to the circle.
So on this one, I was kind of in a bad. Okay, I'll tell this one. This one I was kind of in a bad mood, so I think that's why I went the way it did. But I was just like, man, I'm gonna just take 2 bags worth of these mushrooms and blah blah blah. And I took them, and they weren't doing nothing for like 3-4 hours or something like that. So it's like 10 o'clock, and I'm about to go to bed, and I'm laying in there, and I started hearing fucking music in my head, and I'm like, what the fuck? You can do this too? And it seems like a boss theme. And as I'm concentrating, I'm seeing this dude, this like pentagram on the left side, and it's like these people are chanting and shit, and this clown thing is trying to come up out of it, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I can't stop the music or anything like that. I mean, I probably could have like got up and watched TV or something like that to better like calm myself or whatever, but he finally comes out of that mug, and he just starts setting up this just carnival, and I was pretty terrified, so I was like, Jesus help me. Like, I was all types of shit. And eventually, like once it gets finished or whatever, like I see this cat female type like spaceship, and it's just coming around shooting lasers like over and over and over again, and she starts kind of chastising me a little bit, like, man, calm the fuck down, basically. And like as soon as he gets shot enough times and he leaves, I guess all the little minions that he had with him, like this dude comes down, and it's like a movie, man, because he looks like he's got like the Darth Vader cape on, like with all the like jewels and shit on his chest, and he has just a small little crown, but he has a sword made out of like lightning and shit, and he don't even have to do anything, because like as soon as he gets close enough to the ground, it just creates like a shockwave, and they all just like disperse and disappear. And then after that, I'm seeing like more like spaceships and stuff like that, and then basically just telling me to calm down. And then again, I see that dude on the computer, and he's just talking to me, and we just start talking about random shit. But now I'm like chill. But I was like, this evil clown about to kill me, come through my walls and shit.
What's up with the clowns in the circus, though, UL? And these circus type things, like the merry-go-rounds and the tents.
Yeah, that circus region isn't too far from this one. I don't think it's like easy to like fall into.
Yeah,
I think it's. I wonder if it has to do with like if you're feeling like down or whatnot, like in a good mood when you take mushrooms, maybe, and they do that shit to, I don't know, like scare you, like, hey.
Yeah, in some ways that maybe like an excitement way. I think it's a part of an entertainment thing too.
Yeah, it seems too like that's a part of life. Life is a circus.
Yeah,
you get on the roller coaster, that should be going up and down, and you know you can
but
ride all the rides at the amusement park.
More esoteric symbology than people believe, and a lot of what you kind of see in your visions, your mind is explaining to you in esoteric symbols.
Yeah.
Even like the cat one who's chastising you, like Sekhmet does that a lot. That's her thing, where she's like, yeah, man up, come on, stop being a punk.
Nice.
To
Okay.
the Sky Father one who kind of drops lightning bolts and clears the area type.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't trying to be random, but the nigga Santa Claus sound like a clown. Santa Claus and Rudolph just sound like two things that combine to make a clown. The red nose, the jolly cheeks, the red. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like, hey, look at me, or it's like, hey, I'm trying to show you something. Okay, what do you do at a circus? You just go there to watch it. You just go there to enjoy what looks phenomenal or something like that, but they just doing what they do. Or something. I don't know how to explain it, but it seems like when you make something more than what it is or not what it is, and then it's like, I don't know, because we always doing that, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
No, I think you're right. I think that's on me, because he was just setting everything up and whatnot. He wasn't really doing anything too scary, but I guess because it was just like how real that shit was. Like, this shit was literally outside of my apartment. This nigga setting this shit up. Like, he's got a whole amusement.
And everything.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. The whole
And these dudes
psychedelic
chanting
period.
and the crazy ass boss music going on wasn't helping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy because
they play their music. Yeah.
damn.
And it gets intense as they're getting more and more into what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, you get that
The organ type
a lot.
expression.
Well, what made you scared of him then?
I guess just because like it was my first time experiencing it like so real like that. Even with my first trip, it was like I was like far away. I wasn't even like on the earth when I was that being. I was just kind of in the darkness, I guess, just watching all that shit. But with this one, it felt like he might actually like touch me or something. You know, I guess.
Yeah. He said, I hope he don't.
Because you got into hearing things too. Yeah, when you start to realize that it can go into all those layers, they can touch you. You can feel like the smells and all the tastes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I always felt like that's what you was trying to do. You wanted to go so far out of this thing that you can't hear nothing here. You hear what's over there.
But if I took it now, I'd be a lot more prepared and stuff. Just because, like, after taking that stuff, my dreams have been way crazier. Like, my meditations have been a lot cooler. Because it's like, man, sometimes I can meditate and I'll be, like, playing a video game or some shit like that. It'd be insane.
Yeah, that's wild. What, UL?
Oh, I was thinking about the cat thing. The cat likes to show up in Cheshire Cat people. Not just, kind of shows up and is like, we're all kind of crazy. I don't know why you...
We all lost it a little bit.
I'm thinking I'm starting to realize is how much you let go. Like yesterday, I ain't even take no shrooms, and I was just at work. But I was so in a flow state to where in my mind, I was walking in the right direction. Like I was controlling myself in my mind using this reality. But in this reality, I was walking the opposite direction. And I didn't know until I snapped out of it. Like, oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oh, shoot. And somebody saw me and started laughing. And I was like, bro, you ain't see that. You ain't see that. I was in my mind, in that reality, bro, going the right way. Like I was going the right way. But this body was walking a different way. And I didn't catch it until I like came back and I was like, oh shoot. Okay, nah. Nah.
Yeah, that is why you can lose yourself in your thoughts easily. Like he said, you just start hearing that song playing.
I completely forgot about this place. I was just like, oh.
Your body just be going, Con.
Do your trips last a long period of time?
Yeah, they last like 4 to 5 hours.
That's crazy. Man, my trips be like 6 to 8.
Yeah.
It can be extended. I was wondering because how long it took you to kind of, it must have just waited to your stomach or your body to settle and then dump your stomach.
And I think it's because I ate too. I ate a lot of just random chicken, like fried chicken or something like that beforehand too. My first trip, I fasted on that one, and I think that's why it came out so good.
But usually it doesn't matter. It usually will try to get in there, but it just is like that. It's time, and then the waves may take longer between each other. So you may swear it's like worn off, and you like go to the bathroom or something like that, and you sit down on the toilet, and you start tripping on the toilet.
Yeah, come right back.
That shit happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Here's how I do it. Well, because I'm a guy, I'm not sure if females have done it. But like when you're standing up and using the bathroom, you realize that the water in the toilet isn't staying still. Like you're sitting there and you're not doing anything to the water, but the water is like trying to move like down or come up. Like oh, crap, I'm tripping. That water's either this toilet's about to flood over.
Yeah. I was even
Should I
when you
go get
seen
somebody?
when you was talking about the gears. What did the gears look like when you was seeing the gears?
It's hard to explain. It was just like a bunch of moving stuff, and the more I concentrated, the more it actually started turning into stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like while I was looking at those gears, I could hear like 3 people having a conversation, and like, why ain't you talking? And it was like, it's best to just be quiet because I don't know who y'all are until I got pulled out that mug. She like pushed them to the side and then just pulled me out that mug.
Right, like.
Did you see any other life forms, like smaller ones, or?
I was seeing all types of like mythological creatures, like when it felt like I was seeing the world get destroyed. I was seeing like the Cyclops that was just beaming ish down, and just all types of crap like that. There was it was like I had the best friend of this, like I don't know what you call it. It's like a lion with wings.
Yeah, Griffin.
Dude, yeah, it was like that dude was like my best friend ever, and I forgot about him or some shit like that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, you don't forgot about your buddy.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember you now.
No, I know what you feel though. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
you get there like, man, oh yeah, buddies. Oh yeah, y'all pranked me into doing that thing.
Yeah. That'd be the weirdest thing.
I don't know why. I did dip like a dude in acid for some reason. It was pretty fucked up. I like just grabbed him. He was like my servant or something, and I just grabbed him and threw him in some acid, and then I took him back, and I was like, "I bless you," because that was pretty fucked up. My bad, but it was funny. I was so empathetic on my left side, but then my right side was just wanted to just destroy all types of shit. It was wild, and that same like one eye thing that was like drying my tears, it was like we just kept fucking with each other, and I would like throw him down here, make his life hell, and then he would come back up and do the exact same shit to me, but we were like the best of friends.
Yeah, that's what I mean, the whole pranking feel, like they did something else and pranking each other.
Oh damn, I did that. I was like, it was one experience I had, and it was like me and this. We was Egyptian gods or something, but we used to. That's the trick we played on each other, is making us go into this place right here, and then it's like, I'll be walking around and I'll remember, oh shit, and I start calling his name, like, bro, where you at? Why you got me in here? We laugh about it. I go back, it was like back and forth, bro, just like that.
Yeah, just like that. It's
wild.
like you've been pranking me. It's like it's a game. You've been playing with something.
Yeah.
Oh, you got pranked. Okay, you got me.
Yeah, you got me good that time.
Okay, I'm gonna beat you this time.
I thought I was True Life Stories Booker the whole time. You got me. I was playing the role.
It sounds just like a damn circus.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Just like a damn circus, bro.
That's what I was saying. That's the circus. The circus is a different aspect or a different way of just looking at the amusement part.
Wow. Yeah. Nigga, you so zoomed in to being, nigga, you all of the, okay, I know you already know this. I just thought about it. You, bro, you the audience that's watching you to send yourself down there to play the trick on yourself. You are the nigga that's getting the trick played on. You are the trickster. It's like you all these niggas. I just thought about that.
Yeah.
You all these niggas. And then you like, oh, buddy. It's just like you mean another part of you that you was like, I forgot I was even this nigga. I was down there being con. I was down there being, but I ain't even, bro, what? That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's
what those.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I remember that's what some of those people in the spaceship was doing. It was like they were like perfected, I guess, and then once everything was over, they were like, "Oh yeah, I remember being him. I remember being him. I remember that." Like
that's what I was thinking when you said you seen the 3, and it was like, why ain't you talking? It was like you seeing 3 different selves that never met each other before, but always been existing with each other, but they finally meet each other face to face in different aspects, in like, you know, in the split personality, split 3 ways. And it's like, bro, I don't know, y'all. He looked shaky.
A little iffy. I don't know about him.
Wait, hold on.
A nigga with a suit, like your advisor, he whispered to you like, "That is you."
Yeah.
Are you sure?
And that's what they talk about, those spaceship type things that you see that you're talking about. That's what, like, in like those systems where they talk about, oh, you can learn the Merkaba or whatever and travel through these spaces, know who you've been before and all that type of stuff. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. Like, you can start to learn to remember your experiences until you start recalling it, just like you'd recall your everyday stuff.
Yeah, like,
remember that.
It's weird too,
That's
because the what's names come into play too, like the so-called the past lives, your dreams and everything. You start to, that shit all starts to come back, and you can see it in different times of the day. Like, I get
It only really happens to me like in my dreams, where every once in a while I'll get like this moment of like, oh, I'm dreaming. I'm gonna look in the mirror and I'd be like, who's this Vin Diesel looking ass motherfucker?
That's what I call the now live. Past lives is one thing, but we got now lives too.
Yeah, you got now lives too. You got dream lives too at the same time. You got dream lives.
Yeah, those dream lives.
And
yeah,
that's when I see my dream lives. I want to call them dream lives, but they be so real, I don't even want to call them that. But before I go to sleep, that's when I start seeing it, and it's like, oh shit, bro, I can just remember these different things doing all this different shit, and it's like, I
got a whole unfoldment that happens outside of your memory gaps. Like, yo, crap, y'all were still doing stuff when I wasn't perceiving it. Like, yeah, you know,
yeah,
you only see this much. That's when you're asleep.
What I hate is I would always tell my old boss some of my dreams, and it's like, bro, I've been working for this dude for like 10 different lives. Like, the fuck, why am I always working for you?
You caught up. You need to take a bit of ball. Yeah. Think about how many places that you can create though, and be living in like experiences with these same people though. You know, just like even at work in the daytime.
Hey, I was thinking about that. That's what I be always thinking about. UL is we like a whole day. We only take so many parts of a day. Like, even with our dreams, like if we dream every night, how many dreams do you think you done dreamed? If you dreamed every time you slept, how many dreams have you dreamed? All those dreams are within you, just there.
Well, that's why I feel like
only time you get. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say that's why I feel like everything will end up like that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Where it's like, okay, here I'm a fucking smart ass scientist. Here I know how to shoot like energy beams, and like eventually you'll just be able to use all that knowledge and stuff, or just switch into those like whenever you at your leisure without having to take mushrooms or meditate or nothing.
Yeah.
Bro. You start doing shit like picking up shit, or like picking up new hobbies or something, or like, well, that's how I see it. Like,
yeah, you'll realize there's the self of you who's like 100% at games, 100% at learning how to do anything.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's where you get the different unseen aspects of yourself. Also, I think our ideas create entities within us. Like, just an idea.
How do we develop it?
Yeah, it's like, just an idea can create a whole entity, because that same idea is running through so many other people.
Yeah. And then, like, how much of stuff are you going to put in that space with that idea? Like, oh, I want to be a doctor, right? And then you fill it in with all the stuff that doctor spaces, and then that's all you are, a doctor, even if you don't get the piece of paper. You know how to do all that stuff.
And doctor is what? An entity.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's
My
a
cursive is
character,
terrible, so I'm already good when it comes to that. No.
Ayo, Peel. Well, my bad if I said the name wrong. Peel or Pile?
Oh yeah, you're good, Peel.
All right, Peel. Yo, when you said like the left part of you wanted to do this thing, but the right part of you wanted to do this thing, I had that same thing with the Sally, but it just felt like the right side of me was in the Jello. Like the right side of me was valid, but the left side was having a hard time to get on board. Like even though I'm in my mind, or I don't know where I'm at, but I felt like I was in my mind or something. I could feel me pulling myself up. I could feel the right side of me immersed in the Jello. Like, we're good, bro. Who was taking a higher dosage this time? So he was like, we're good, bro. But the last time I was like, nah, this is a higher dosage. What if this happens?
Logically, this is imperceptual understanding. Yeah.
Yeah. Then the merry-go-round popped up and shit, like a little merry-go-round. And then the monkey chain popped up. Like, me helping myself up turned into a monkey chain. Like, repeating over and over and over again type shit. I was like, oh. But once he got on board, we was lit, though. Once he got on board, we was lit.
That's that. I did that too, to where my left side of my brain was creating one reality and the right was creating another, but both of them came together and created this one. But they both was like seeing something totally different, but the same thing. Yeah. It was like, what the fuck?
That's how it was when that thing I called the surgeon came in. It was like, oh, I could fix this. And it was fixing my brain. It was like, yeah, oh yeah, broke it. And it was fixing my brain. And then what it like kind of like attuned it perfectly. Here was like perfect.
Yeah.
Like all the colors were right. How I was walking was right. My posture was perfect. Everything was like perfect.
Damn. What the doctor look like?
It was behind me, like in my brain.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Could you feel
but
it?
I could feel it. Yeah, I could feel it, like doing this thing where it was, you know, like someone takes like tuning forks and they're like bringing them together and it makes that sound. Yeah, that's what it felt like. But it wasn't just the sound; it was like everything was doing that. Everything was doing this, like tuning itself to each other. But before, yeah, I was in like these two different ways I could see everything. Like that extremely logical thing that he's fast too. He's like analyzing and just, you know, throwing down like measurements. Well, you know, if this is that far, you know, we're gonna need to do this and that. And, oh, this and that. The ones over there just laughing and basically just trying to dance me around the world.
The right side is like, man, all you gotta do is breathe on it and smack it a little bit. It'll turn back on like a video game.
That's exactly.
Do you know how to reboot without pulling the cartridge out and blowing on it a couple times?
He said, just jiggle it a little, and yeah.
Did you know you're not supposed to blow on the cartridge? It was just the fact that you pulled it out and put it back in that fixes it.
No, you could pull. No, you didn't exist then. You could pull it out and put it back in. Pull it out and put it back in, and it wasn't until you go.
And you get
you
that
got
little
that good
air spit on it.
Yeah, that's what it was. A moisture connection.
Yeah, you was nowhere. You wasn't even there, Cryo.
Hey, I have a fake Nintendo and Nintendo.
Did you hear what you said? A fake one.
You got a fake
I have an
one.
original N64, but my
Man,
Nintendo.
you ain't never
you gotta
put.
go back to the toaster.
Yeah, you ain't never had to put your cartridge in the freezer for about 15 minutes, then take it out and blow it again.
Yeah.
Nah,
Sometimes
I
you
never
gotta
put no
put it
cartridge in the
under
freezer,
your
but I used
shirt.
to have to put my router in the freezer because it would
Sometimes
overheat.
you gotta put the cartridge under your shirt and then blow it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
Hey,
the spit don't get in there.
Why do I have to keep putting my router in the freezer?
Look. And then learn how to play the game, even though the character's glitched out on you. You're like, oh man, I'm still gonna finish this level.
Yeah, and then one dude.
The level is falling apart on you.
And then
All
they
the parts.
then they
Numbers
start
and symbols.
hey, then they start making controllers with no line on it, just wireless. You feel
Oh,
me?
yeah.
And then what did we do when the batteries ran out? We put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
A little bit more.
There's energy in the cold. We do that when we were kids.
Everybody doesn't remember the freezer.
Put that shit in the freezer, bro. Take it out. Yeah, you got about 30 more minutes of gameplay.
Yeah. Or here's the one too where you learn to keep twisting the batteries while you're playing.
Yeah.
You're playing,
Yeah.
getting the battery.
Put foil in there.
I was a little psychopath. I used to put my toys in the freezer with some water just so I could grab them and smash them on the ground.
You gotta get into them somehow.
Yeah, put that 007 in the freezer, man.
Yeah.
That was the thing, man. 007.
Yeah,
Everybody with golden guns.
Yeah, when you go all the way back to Burger Time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Arcade stacker.
Yeah. The old school ColecoVision and shit. But I gotta head out, y'all. I gotta go do some work.
Peace out, y'all.
Yeah,
Peace
all
out.
right.
Thanks for letting me
Head
talk.
out.
Yeah, no, man, you always welcome. Everybody always welcome. Psych. Well, yeah, peace out. But yeah, everybody always welcome to come in. You see how you lifted the conversation and gave us the dopest conversation ever just now.
Thanks.
Yeah. Always good new experience.
Yeah, always the new experiences always to me be the best videos. Well, they always the best videos, but that was dope. I'm glad you came through. But
Thanks, man. Y'all take care.
yeah, you too. You don't gotta leave. People
Peace.
still gonna be here. Yeah.
I'm gonna hop on the game.
Enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy. All right, peace out.
Yeah.
Man, all right, everybody. Yeah, I'll holler next time.